Wrestling fans, I want to thank you for joining us this week here on WrestleVision. Ivan, this week it's my favorite episode. Well, one of my favorite episodes. We open up the old mailbag. It's viewer mail.
Letters, emails, telegrams, Scotty Bender. I'm just proud and happy that you invited me to be here as part of this magnanimous occasion, the segment that you like to call viewer mail.
It's all because I've said so. Cover the stars. When in darkness will be us. When in darkness will be. Yeah, the darkness will be us. We'll be yours. We'll be yours.
So, Ivan, let's waste no more time. Let's jump right into the mailbag.
Let's jump right in.
Letter number 1. From Ira N. of Parrington. Longtime viewer, first-time writer. What happened to the Randette? Has he or she disappeared or what? Ivan, do you want to handle that one? I mean, you kind of represent the legal department.
Well, how can I phrase this diplomatically, Scotty Bender? Let's just say that we'll probably be seeing the Randette again in about, 4 to 7 years. Maybe sooner with good behavior.
Okay. With that, letter number 2. From Dan M. in North Tonawanda. Great work this season, guys. I really liked the episode featuring Dim Chi. But where did you find that guy? Was he really Kamala's handler?
Scotty, maybe I can jump in here. I mean, yes, he really was Kamala's handler. I mean, we saw him in the ballpark brawl in Buffalo last year and in Rochester, and also we saw him in Warrior 1 in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. Yes, he was Kamala's handler, but actually, Scotty, where did you find that guy? He looked kind of ready.
Well, I remember we were getting ready. It was before a show. I need a 60-watt light bulb,
Okay.
some staples, and a co-host for this week while you're at it.
This is Dim Chi's chance to shine.
We've got James Champagne taking on hometown St. Catherine's, born and bred, Sean Spears. And joining me, Ivan the Impaler and the Brawl Attack, Christopher Hill.
Scotty Bender, is always a pleasure for myself, and I assume for Mr. Hill to be here as well. At the beautiful Club Social,
Welland, Ontario.
Ontario, Canada.
Standing room only out here in Welland, Ontario.
Packed house at Club Social.
A lot of birthdays here today. A lot of fans had birthdays.
By the way, did you know, Scotty Bender, if you're a member of Club Social and you die, your family gets a free meal.
For 50 people.
I'm going to sign up. I'm going to let you know, fans, I will be signing up for that benefit here at Club Social.
And not to get morose, but what a funeral train it will be from Rochester across the border to the Club Hall. Scotty Bender, it will be a funeral unlike those we have never seen. But you've got, given your healthy lifestyle, your age, you've got at least 2 or 3 more years left.
Now Cow Double tie up by Champagne and Spears. Oh, nice arm drag takeover by James Champagne.
This James Champagne, a big guy, was he wrestling at Warrior 1 in Oshawa?
First chance I got to see James Champagne was at Warrior 1 Wrestling at that wrestling extravaganza up in Oshawa, Ontario.
Also in Canada.
Right now in the ring, you've got 2 of the top up-and-coming talents from the Ontario area, and you're really looking at 2 guys that are really making a name for themselves in the business, not just in this area, but also in TNA, also in WWE. As Sean Spears has done several house shows with WWE, doing dark matches with them. James Champagne has been doing also some work for TNA. So you're looking at 2 guys really soon to be coming to a TV near you. Yet now they've talked in the back, and now they're back to being Ontario friends. It's amazing business, this wrestling business, how things can change. That's a 5 count. You need a 5 count right there.
Hey, you can't do that.
You hear him screaming like a wild banshee, or like Scotty Bender when he realized there's no beer for at least 30 miles around? He was going nuts. I can't believe it.
You must have heard me last night then.
They must have been out of beer in Rochester.
And now Champagne being admonished by referee Pat Travers.
Now, Scotty, I'll let you know this. I had someone screaming, but it wasn't about beer. But let's save that for another time.
And now Champagne measures Spears and boots him right into the.
So you don't want to mention his name?
Who, James Champagne's name?
Now Champagne.
Who goes on these tangents? I can't understand them.
Now Champagne trying to scoop slam Spears, who spins him around with the left hands. Former male cheerleader Sean Spears. Oh! Champagne gets caught as he went for a backdrop, and then Champagne follows up with a perfectly executed drop.
Do you see the elevation? What elevation for a big man by James Champagne? Color me impressed in the Champagne color.
Now both men exchanging fisticuffs, but Sean Spears getting the best of Champagne, comes out the rope, but oh! Met with a boot right to the midsection by Champagne, calling for that knee.
Did they say a boot?
Misses. Now backside attempt here by Sean Spears. 1, 2. Only a 2. Now up again. Oh, right to the eyes goes James Champagne.
I thought I'd hear a woo when he did that. I thought someone would woo in the crowd. You know, Ric Flair, never mind. I guess they don't like Ric Flair up here in Canada because of the Bret Hart thing, don't they?
Bret Hart, a huge hero here in the Welland area.
Speaking of Bret Hart, I just want to make sure that everyone understands that the Ballpark Brawl 3 Canadian Carnage DVD is available
And where can you get it, Chris?
at the ballparkbrawl.com website. It includes a special never-before-seen interview with Bret Hart, along with Teddy Hart, Harry Smith, Danger Boy Derek Wilde, Cody Steele, Tracy, Natty Neidhart. I tell you, it is Petey Williams. It is absolutely one of the best.
Phenomenal DVD, phenomenal.
And some great Easter eggs, starring Ivan the Impaler.
And any of you wrestling fans out there, you need that for your collection if you're a true wrestling fan. Now Spears backing up James Champagne, two wrestlers who are looking to make an impact in this business, or even this industry, as you would say. Oh, inverted drop there, that Manhattan drop. Oh, and then follows up with a swinging net breaker.
I believe it's called a Hamiltonian drop up here, Scotty Bender.
Only a 2.
2 and 7/8, Scotty Bender. I'm sorry, that was darn close. Referee Pat Travers, his hand was on the way down to the mat.
Now Spears, oh, right to the midsection, again with the boot. Can we go over that DDT? Hooks it in. Oh, even flow DDTs. Now hooks the leg. 2. Oh, and Champagne kicks out.
He was almost literally impaled into the mat with that DDT.
If you notice, Spears was slow covering him. That split second that it cost him to get around Champagne's body cost him that match right there.
Now Spears trying to get up Champagne. Hooks him in. Can we go over that Spicoli driver? But Champagne able to take him off his feet. Oh, and then just follows up, grabbing him right by the face and then driving the back of the head in the canvas. Only a 2.
Might I say that until he turned that move around, Scotty Bender, James Champagne was elbow deep in trouble. He was in deep doo-doo, hit to turn this thing around. And now momentum has swung his way.
Champagne trying to hoist up Spears, but Spears takes him over with a flippy-doo, and then, oh no.
The dreaded flippy-doo.
Now hooks him in. Oh, wait, but Champagne up and over, but Spears hooks the legs. 1, 2. He's got him. He wins. Spears your winner. Ivan, before we get to letter number 3, I just want to thank the fans out there for their emails, their letters, their questions. I mean, we can't get to all of them, but we do try. So continue to write. We do appreciate it here at WrestleVision. So with that, letter number 3. From Christine M., Horseheads, New York. Dear Ivan, I'm a huge fan of yours, and I really like your nerdly intense attitude. What do you do in your spare time to relax? Ivan?
Scotty, that's a good question. You know, I really don't have a fast answer for that. I mean, what do I do to relax? What do I do in my spare time to relax? do I do to relax? What?
Ivan, where did you go?
Well, Scotty, I had to do a lot of thinking in order to answer that question, but after much thought and contemplation, I finally realized what it is I do to relax.
Yeah, what is it you do to relax?
Skeet shooting.
Okay, moving on. Letter number 4. Letter number 4 comes to us from Tim T. of Rochester, New York. WrestleVision is the best show on TV today. It is my goal to one day be part of your crew. What do I need to do? Can I be an intern? Ivan, you're in the corporate world. I mean, your profession, you deal with a lot of interns. Do you have any advice for this kid?
Well, I'm not as immersed in the television production world as you are, Scotty Bender, but yeah, there are a few general suggestions I have. Number one, you should put together some type of resume showing what your background is, perhaps some sample of your work, academic record, references, a list of your hobbies, interests to give us an idea of what type of person you really are.
Or, a lot easier, Ivan, just show up on a wrestling show. We'll probably put you to work. Homicide hailing out of Crooklyn, New York. Brooklyn.
Oh, I get the reference, yes. Spike Lee movie, Spike Jones, one of the two.
Now John Acid backing Homicide into the corner onto the collar double tie-up. Referee Hansen gets the call for this championship match here at World Gym for Pro Wrestling Unplugged. And what a card it's been, Ivan. It has been a tremendous show, and what a way to cap off Pro Wrestling Unplugged here with a heavyweight match between Homicide and Trent Acid.
We saw Jake Roberts and the Sandman. You didn't share a beer with them, did you?
No. They were out when I asked. But anyways, now Trent Acid with that arm wringer on the notorious 187. Homicide. Homicide is one tough SOB, but he can sure mad wrestle. Don't let his tough, arrogant attitude fool you.
That's a very good point, Scotty Bender. You took the words right out of my esophagus. Homicide can mat wrestle with the best of them. It's just that he chooses not to.
There's that strong style, that Japanese style, trained by Manny Fernandez, and you want to talk about one of the toughest wrestlers ever to grace the squared circle. I'm talking in and out of the ring. Manny Fernandez.
Oh my.
Oh my is right. Now Acid catches Homicide with the right hand, now and then. Another right hand takes Homicide off his feet. But you see Homicide standing right behind him. Homicide boot to the midsection. It appears Homicide favoring that right shoulder. You can see it heavily taped, and you can see him holding it at his side. Using his left hand, and then whips Acid into the steel guardrail on the outside.
Not only about, Homicide took some time off in recent weeks. A couple months ago, he missed some time in Ring of Honor. So I don't know if his injury's fully healed, Scotty Bender.
From what I understand, if he did not put the title on the line, he would have been stripped. He would have been stripped of that title.
Well, then he has no choice.
His 30-day clause was up here, and he had to defend the title against Trent Acid. And now Homicide again, taking maybe too much time. As you can see, Acid, the veteran, pulling Homicide into that middle turnbuckle, face first. Acid trying to outsmart Homicide. Homicide regulated to just using his left arm. As you can see, that right shoulder and arm.
So what would happen if you faced
incapacitated?
What would happen if you faced a one-armed man in the wrestling contest?
We're going to find out right here, Ivan.
Well, we know what happened with one-legged men and Zach Gowen, but that's another story.
You can see Homicide tried to slam
Tried to body slam Trinasson, but unable to pick Trinasson up. You can see too much pressure, too much pain on the right shoulder. But again, trying to go for a suplex, and again, you can see him favoring that right shoulder. Now Acid hooks in Homicide, gets him over, a suplex. I can't imagine going into a championship match with just one arm, especially. Oh, single arm DDT by Trinasson.
On that bad right arm. Homicide landed his bad right arm. Trinasson, if he didn't know Homicide was hurt going in, he has to know it now.
It's going to prevent him from applying that kudo driver, the Cobb killer. I mean, he uses that Brooklyn Lariato with the right arm. He's taking his basic offense away without using that right arm. And you can see now Trinasson working on the right arm, draping it along that bottom rope, adding pressure and pain to the shoulder of Homicide, the current PW champion. Now Trinasson dragging Homicide into the corner, stomps him right in the sternum. Now Acid to the top, to the high red district. Moonsault misses. Homicide rolls out of the way in the nick of time.
That's what Homicide has to do, but he has to wrestle smart like that. And now he's got to seize this opportunity because everyone only knows how many more chances he's going to get. Trinasson doesn't make many mistakes in the match. Homicide has to take advantage.
Oh, Homicide just throwing that tape off the right shoulder. On pure adrenaline, the endorphins are kicking in. Here comes rushing in. Oh, shoulder tackle.
Nicely done with the left shoulder, Scotty Bender. Well done by Homicide.
Back elbow takes Acid off his feet, and again you can see it.
And there's some with the bad
the
shoulder.
Pain on the face of Homicide.
Sorry, Scotty, but he's got to work left like they do in Mexico.
Acid comes rushing in though, and Homicide meets him with a boot. Comes rushing in again, now another, but Acid still stays on his feet. And then the Brooklyn Lariato by Homicide in the cover. I don't think he's going to get him. Only a 2.
Well, even covering somebody puts pain in that shoulder.
Homicide showed up to the arena just minutes before this match. A lot of people didn't think he was going to be here to defend that title, but he showed up.
Seriously, the guy has too much pride, Scotty, but you're right. He won't forfeit the title, even if he is hurt.
Leaves his feet, though. But Trinasson there to catch him with that inverted manhand drop and follows up with a super kick, but unable to take advantage. Now Acid's calling for a table.
Well, he said table, so I guess that means he wants someone to give him a table. Either that or he's ordering food. I don't know, Scotty, but...
Fans, I want to welcome our newest sponsor to WrestleVision, Kifaware. Check that out.
Wow, Scotty Brother, let me tell you something. As someone who has street cred, I think that shirt is wicked hot.
Ivan, I agree, but you know something that also is very hot?
What's that?
Letter number 5. Letter number 5 from Nancy S. in Batavia, New York. Thank you, Nancy. This is a letter of complaint. Why must your show glorify violence? Where is it written that you need to build your show around such gratuitous displays of humanity's worst? Nancy S. in Batavia, I want to say, I don't know what to say about something.
Scotty,
I don't think we.
Scotty, let me handle this one. Nancy S., obviously you are a hippie, peacenik freak. Well, you better tell your mama that conflict resolution, which you apparently believe in, you want to avoid violence? Conflict resolution is not where it's at. Pearl Harbor, did conflict resolution stop us from getting bombed at Pearl Harbor? No. If it wasn't for conflict resolution, we'd still be living under the British monarchy and their tea tax back in the 1770s, Scotty Bender. And if there was no conflict resolution, well, the Nazis would have run wild over Europe, and the next stop would have been the Western Hemisphere. Actually, conflict resolution did resolve that situation. We resolved that conflict by kicking Nazis. And let me tell you something else. There is no way.
Ivan, it's okay. It's okay. And you know, I mean, I don't want you to blow a gasket. It's okay. It's okay. I think they got your point. Loud and clear. I think they did. You
Conflict
okay?
resolution.
I know. You gonna be okay though?
You're the last point of this, Scotty, but no, I've calmed
No,
down.
okay,
The last point
okay.
is this. If all conflicts are resolved, there'd be no room for lawyers. Self-preservation, Nancy. Self-preservation. Word.
From Paul L. in Livonia. Greetings, Scotty Bender. Greetings, Paul. I am a huge fan and never miss an episode. I've heard you doing some commercials and sports games on TV. I do. When are we going to see your talents on the big screen? Well, Paul, it's funny you say that. I don't know. I've been kind of wanting to bring this up. I mean, actually, I did do some acting.
Tell me more, Scotty, but I think the fans want to know.
Really? Well, all right, if you say so, sure. I mean, I don't mind talking about it. It was a small role. Granted, it was a student film / graduate project, but, it was a film.
Well, do we have a clip? Can we see the clip?
Actually, you want to see a clip?
I want to see the clip. Can we show the clip?
You know what? Seeing that Ivan and we got some time, okay. Seeing that you want to see it.
I want to see it. I'm sure the
okay?
fans want to see it.
It's no big deal. It's a small part, but okay. Let's right here. Let's see a clip from Carlot.
Dude, if you want a cigarette, just ask for one. God. Or maybe you or someone else in this damn hellhole get their own cigarettes and molesting my damn crotch for a damn cigarette.
Dude, slow down. My head is pounding.
Who's that?
Dan. The employee of the month, can't you tell?
You know, Jim, you gotta tell me. If it's a cell phone, I can't just call right away. She might be at a lunch with her friends or a family gathering. If I call, it'll be a catastrophe. It'll ruin the first impression.
His ring, his rules.
Scotty Bender, let me cut down on sales of the ballpark brawl videos if he does that. Trent, don't do it. Think about the merchandising. Think about the little people. Think about the ringside security guy who almost got his foot amputated by that table.
Now the ring barrier being spread, giving Acid more room to assemble that table on the outside at ringside.
Actually, Homicide just pounded Trent Acid's face into that table.
Now Homicide trying to fight back, trying to avoid being put through that table by Trent Acid. Now Acid, wait a minute, there goes Homicide! Baseball slide through the bottom rope. Now Acid, he just gets pie face with that chair by Homicide.
He threw that chair into his face like a Steve Carlton fastball, Scotty Bender.
I beg burns up. Oh, there goes Trent Acid right through the table to the outside.
He soared through the air like Julius Erving did back in the 70s for the 76ers, Scotty Bender.
Now Homicide, double underhook that butterfly, but unable to lift Trent Acid. Now Trent Acid with some boots. Roaring forearm and the cover. New champion here. No.
Was that like a lariat forearm from Trent Acid, Scotty Bender?
Roaring forearm. 360-degree turn.
That's a full circle.
And now Acid measuring Homicide. Homicide slowly to his feet. Doesn't realize that's off the ropes. Yakuza kick right to the back. Follows up on the other side. Oh, now another Yakuza kick to the face. New champion here. No. Again. Trent Acid, half a second away, becoming the new Pro Wrestling Unplugged champion here at the World Gym.
And how much he must want this title. Probably his last chance to get it while his friend Johnny Kazner is the GM about to relinquish that position.
Now again, Trent Acid.
Once he could just
signaling that belt going around his waist, beginning to be outside, missing with the Yakuza kick. Homicide though, with the clothesline, but again, putting more pressure onto that arm. Now another cover with the Yakuza, 2, 3, it's over! It's over! We have a new Pro Wrestling Unplugged Heavyweight Champion, and his name is Trent Acid!
Great victory by Trent Acid. He took a lot of punishment. But Scotty, as the kids would say, mad props to Homicide. He wrestled hurt. I'm not making excuses for him. But he had the true heart of a lion in putting the title on the line. But his best today, albeit not 100%, was not enough to prevent Trent Acid from winning the PWU Heavyweight title. Scotty Bender, as Thin Lizzy might sing if they were here, tonight on Broad Street, the drink will flow and the blood will spill. And if the boys want to fight, you better let them, because the boys are back in town.
Well, fans, it's time to go. We answered a few letters, and hopefully later at some other date, we'll be able to dip back in that mailbag again and answer your cards and your letters. But for now, we're going to close the mailbag up, and I want to thank Ivan for making that trip down to Buffalo. And
I made it. I finally got here.
hey, everybody. Rich Jones from the Pain Clinic, heard every Saturday at 10:05 on Hot Talk 1280. Rich,
how you doing? Good to see you.
This week, aren't I?
Yeah, that's right. You were supposed to host this week. And,
You know what, Rich? Nice seeing
but
you. I
Ivan-
always listen to the Pain Clinic on the internet. I got to get back to Buffalo. I got to run. Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Sorry, Rich. I mean, we're wrapping things up. We're we're out of time. But we have 20 seconds left. So, okay, go ahead. You have an open forum. I mean, say what you want. But you know what? I gotta go. So here you go.
All right.
And have that. So there you go.
All right, thanks, Scott. Oh boy, it was a long drive in here, and I got lost, and someone was helping an old lady cross the street, and then I couldn't find a parking spot, and I drove around the parking lot for a few hours, and then now I'm here to host a show. So what are we going to talk about this week? What matches are we going to show? I'm sure some spectacular matches with lots of action and lots of high flying ability. I'm sure you gotta love that stuff.